And welcome back to Deathbattle Prediction. And right off the bat, I will say, I did call the last Death Battle. I'm glad I called it, because I love both characters, Jiraiya and Orochi, but I'm glad the character won who won. Now, for the season finale at Death Battle, I did not call it right. If I had actually put that money down on that bet of saying who I thought they were going to match up, I said Aquaman was going to be there and probably Namor, I would have lost $5. But you know what? I'm okay with that. Because when they showed the preview, I'm like, okay, who is this? Well, I'm clearly not. I'm seeing parademons. I'm like, wait, what? And then I'm like, wait, Darkseid? And then I realized quickly, I'm like, are they going here? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? It's like Darkseid versus Thanos. I'm like, so good. So now I have done this one on the my Who Would Win series as well. So ultimately, if you want my actual answer, and my answer might have changed at this point, but if you want my answer to that question in form of a fight, you can watch that Who Would Win. But the thing is, this fight between the two of these guys the physicality between these guys is not going to be what does it in for either of these guys. Thanos and Darkseid. Thanos is basically the Marvel version of Darkseid and vice versa, though Thanos was created after Darkseid. So they are basically their respective universe counterparts to each other. And physically speaking, they're pretty much equal. From everything we've seen, these guys pretty much could go toe-to-toe, and it would just be a long, everlasting fight. There's just a physical brawl. Now, I will say this. If we take out their physical traits, this general line of abilities that both these characters have, like telepathy is not going to work, mind control is not going to work, what levels of mysticism they both know is not going to work. So energy projection, that's not going to work. So besides the run-of-the-mill abilities these guys have, nothing's going to factor in that. You got to go into the X factors. Personality. We're talking personality. Darkseid is definitely the more level-headed, whereas Thanos does come off as a bit more arrogant. But Thanos also is more willing to go out and do things himself, whereas Darkseid is much more the behind-the-scenes mastermind. Thanos does that too, but he's more willing to go out. So he's definitely a bit more on the battlefield, active, and things along those lines. So it's kind of an X factor. Thanos probably has basically more calm overall experience in, being underhanded and dirty, tricking people, and also physically dealing with people if he has to. Whereas Darkseid is a bit more manipulative and behind the scenes, but also a calmer, cooler, collected individual. Both can lose their temper, obviously. So then you factor in the X factors. I mean, you have the Omega Beams, which is basically his Omega effect. The Omega Beams, which can incinerate, concussive force, whatever Darkseid wants them to do, they do, and omnidirectional. The question is, would Thanos be able to counteract? I'd argue he probably could, just with his own energy projection to counter it. Also, Thanos does have, I don't think Darkseid has this. Thanos actually does have some level of precognition, the ability to actually see events in the future. He can see the future to some degree. So that may play a factor in allowing him to avoid things like the Omega Beams and the Omega Effect and things along those lines. Then you have the Omega Sanction, which is basically Thanos can trap someone in, basically as a living time bomb of destruction. There we go. Mega peepees and poopies. So you have that. Now, the question we're going to have to go here is an ultimate question. How much of their overall shit are they going to let each other have? Are they going to let these characters have? Because Thanos, or Darkseid, just to start with, has the Omega Beams. That's going to be a given. We know he's going to have that. He'll probably be allowed access to the Omega Sanction. That's just a follow-up to his abilities. But are we going to go with that whole he's a universal being, kind of like his real form is this giant energy monster who is a universal being? Are we going to give him the anti-life equation? And then with Thanos, obviously, are we going to give him the Infinity Gauntlet? Are we going to give him the heart of the fucking universe? So I'm going to give you 3 versions here. If we're talking about how this fight would go straight up with these guys basically just going toe-to-toe with their general list of powers, I think I'd go with Thanos barely. But if Thanos doesn't, but if Darkseid is given the allowed things like the Omega Sanction, the Omega Effect, and his whole laundry list of powers, which minus the anti-life equation, which all belong to him, and Thanos doesn't get anything beyond that, I will go with Darkseid. However, you factor the Infinity Gauntlet on there, and assuming that we don't end up in a scenario where the Infinity Gauntlet, because the Infinity Gauntlet only works in the universe that the Infinity Gauntlet is created in. There's multiverses, there's multiple universes that each have an Infinity Gauntlet, but each gauntlet only works in said universe. So so long as the fight takes place in a universe where the gauntlet does work, I will give almost a certain edge to Thanos on that, because I don't think the anti-life equation would be strong enough to take on the Infinity Gauntlet when even Darkseid, despite the fact the Infinity Gauntlet didn't work for him in the crossover, wanted the Infinity Gauntlet to use it, but it didn't matter, so he just threw it away after that. It wasn't working because he was outside this normal universe. And if we go Thanos with the Heart of the Universe, okay, so real quick, the Heart of the Universe pretty much turns you into the universal being. The Infinity Gauntlet gives you a fraction of that power, pretty much making you a god. And even with the Infinity Gauntlet, you are essentially a god compared to anyone else in the Marvel Universe, say the Living Tribunal or the One Above All. With the Heart of the Universe, you are pretty much the one above all at that point. That's basically it, who is literally the de facto god. And there'd be nothing if they give Thanos either the Infinity Gauntlet or the Heart of the Universe. I don't believe there'd be anything Darkseid could throw at him that would stop him. There'd be nothing. And the nature of Thanos is that Thanos is actually a necessary evil that needs to exist in the universe. That's why Darkseid is a necessary evil in the universe that needs to exist. That's why he never truly dies. Even after he's been killed, he'll resurrect in some way. Unless there's an evil that can match him or fill that void, because he's a necessary evil that needs to exist, and I believe Thanos fills that slot. So Jesus. So I've given a couple of, so the majority, I'm going to lean towards Thanos, but if Darkseid does win, I'm not going to be shocked. So I'm going to lean it just ever so slightly to Thanos' side. And no, that's not because I loved Infinity War and Infinity War just came out. I like Thanos. I have my own Infinity Gauntlet. Why didn't I use that for this video? Oh my god. And I'm not talking about those two you saw me have in other videos like the bank or the mini target one. No, I got the Legend Infinity Gauntlet. So yeah, I'm like, why? This would have been a perfect time to use that. Oh well. But yeah, I'm gonna just ever so slightly, because I just don't know what criteria they're going to use for Thanos and Darkseid in this. I don't. If they give him everything they possibly could have had, Infinity Gauntlet, Heart of the Universe, anti-life equation, and, the whole universal power being thing, I will go towards Thanos. But if they're going to limit Thanos, because that is a glove, that's equipment, when the Heart of the Universe was just an Elsewhere story, if they're going to limit Thanos on those things, then I will probably lean more towards Darkseid. But it's up in the air at the moment. If you're going to ask me right now, though, I'm going to say Thanos right now. But it's like, here's the 50-50 spin. There's Thanos, there's Darkseid. I'm just going to go right there to Thanos. It's like that close right now. So I think Thanos. But what do you guys think? And why do you think it? Put it in the comments below. Let me know. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put it in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. I've got like a review. I saw Fantastic Beasts on Tuesday, and look, here's my real quick review, but I'll do an actual review later on. I liked it. I did. So I will have a review for that up later in the week. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I still got to do I'm going to be pre-recording the Who Would Win for Thursday, so I don't have to deal with that debacle. And I got one more video I'm going to do. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And obviously, like, comment, share, subscribe. So if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super Magic, what if, anything I do on this channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll do it at some point. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.